What's up, everybody? My name is Anna. I am a travel ICU nurse, first year SRNA, and I'm passionate about educating younger nurses and nursing students. This video is, should you pick an associate's degree in nursing program or a bachelor's of science nursing program as your first degree? We're going over cost benefit analysis. I'm going to show two programs side by side, the differences in their courses, the differences in the cost of tuition, and then stay till the end because at the end I'm going to give my opinion about the only time that you should choose a more expensive program. Let's jump into it. So if you are watching this video, I'm assuming that you're familiar with the differences between an associate's degree in nursing and a bachelor's of science in nursing. But essentially, one is an associate's degree and it allows you to practice as a registered nurse, and the other is a bachelor's of science degree that allows you to practice as a registered nurse. You sit for the same NCLEX exam, you're going to take care of the same patients, and you're going to make the same amount of money when you graduate. So this video is going over the differences between the two programs academically and by cost of tuition. The first thing that we're going to get into is the cost of tuition for a bachelor's of science program versus an associate's degree in nursing. So for this video, I'm going to go over my alma mater. I went to University of Colorado, Denver, and then I'm going to compare the cost of tuition between University of Colorado, Denver versus Arapahoe Community College, which is a community college in the same area that I could have gone to had I maybe planned out my finances a little bit better. So we're gonna do the tuition for 2022-2023 financial year, and we're gonna compare that to my cost of tuition when I graduated in 2019. So I graduated in 2019 with $38,000 of student debt. I was a Pell Grant recipient, and the first 2 years of my college, I did not accumulate any debt for. I was able to work almost full time, and I received a lot of scholarships for my first 2 years. My first 2 years of college, I went to Belhaven. It is a small college in Jackson, Mississippi. And I then transferred to Colorado, where I did 1 year at Metropolitan State University of Denver, just to take a couple more prereqs. And then I went to CU Denver's traditional nursing program. So we're just gonna talk about the traditional nursing program and the cost of attendance in when I went from 2016 to 2019 and what it is now in 2022/2023. Okay, so diving into the cost of tuition for CU Denver, which is where I went to nursing school, we're gonna look at their cost of tuition for 2022-2023, and that is gonna come up here, the cost of tuition. So last I looked, it was for an out-of-state applicant, $32,093 for tuition for your first year of nursing school. When you are an out-of-state applicant, you do usually apply for in-state residency after 1 year as a college student there. So you shouldn't have 2 years of out-of-state tuition. It should be only 1 year of out-of-state tuition. And then the second year of tuition would be $14,755, which would bring you to a total of $46,800 for out-of-state moving to in-state applicant, which is what I was. I was out-of-state for 1 year and I was in-state for the year after that. So to attend my alma mater in 2022 to 2023, the cost of tuition for someone coming out of state would be $46,800 just for the last 2 years of your BSN. Let's compare now in-state tuition costs. So if you were a Colorado resident and you had in-state tuition and you were going just for the last 2 years of nursing school to CU Denver, your cost of attendance would be $29,700. Again, this does not include prerequisites. You have to have 2 years of prerequisites to apply to a BSN program. So the total credit hours are 65.5 credit hours just for the BSN completion. Now, let's look at Arapahoe Community College, which offers the associate's degree in nursing degree. This is 58.5 credit hours, and you do have to take prerequisites before applying to the nursing program. We'll go over that in the second part. Right now, we're just doing tuition. Okay, so if you're an out-of-state applicant applying to Arapahoe Community College, your first year tuition is gonna be $18,749. This is financial year 2022. Your second year of tuition would be $4,600. So much cheaper. So your total for your ADN as an out-of-state applicant moving in-state would be $23,300 total. Now, if you are an in-state Colorado resident, you qualify for Colorado tuition in the financial year 2022 to 2023 onwards, and you are applying for your associate's degree in nursing, your total tuition for your associate's degree in nursing at Arapahoe Community College would be $9,126 versus $29,000 if you're an in-state applicant to CU Denver, or $46,000 if you were an out-of-state applicant to CU Denver. So that aside, obviously associate's degree in nursing is a much more cost-effective way to get your RN license to start practicing. Now let's look at some of the differences between these two programs in their course structure. Okay, diving in a little bit. So there's been a lot of dialogue and back and forth about associate's degree in nursing programs, bachelor's of science in nursing programs. It is the same degree. You are able to take care of patients with the same nursing license. So, and also there's a little bit of difference state to state and program to program. So we're just going to compare Arapahoe Community College versus University of Colorado, CU Denver College of Nursing. So what we're going to look at is there is a few courses that are not taken in the initial associate's degree in nursing that you do take in the BSN. We're just going to go over what those classes were for these two programs. Again, there's going to be variation state to state, program to program. So the BSN required a few more prerequisites where I went to school. They required a statistics course, a general chemistry course, an algebra course, a sociology course, an anthropology course, a few arts courses, and 2 more history courses as far as your prerequisites for your bachelor's of science in nursing. And then I'm gonna pull up side by side pictures of the academic plan for the associate's degree in nursing and the bachelor's of science in nursing. So you can see side by side how similar they really are, and we're just gonna show both the prerequisites and then the difference in the nursing coursework itself. So into the BSN portion, the additional classes that were not also in the associate's degree was for these two programs. Again, there will be variation program to program. There was in the bachelor's of science in nursing, there's an additional health assessment class, there's an additional interprofessional practice class, an additional health promotion class, an additional research class plus evidence-based practice, an additional geriatrics specific course, an additional class on nursing role and practice, an additional class on ethics and equity, and then an additional community health class. So those are what would be additional in the BSN program. I wanted to add very quickly that I am not an advocate of the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing being the entry to practice. I believe that we have a long way to go to provide equity to our patients, equitable care, and then also culturally inclusive care. And as you can see here, $9,000 versus a $46,000 degree is a massive financial barrier to entry to enter the nursing profession. And the nursing profession benefits greatly from having very diverse nurses. So I think that pouring support into community college programs is a really great way to increase diversity within the nursing field. I will say that at the same time, because two things can be true at once, of course, more education is always great. So I think we should all continue as lifelong learners. But I think that completely pushing out all associate's degree nurses in hospitals, specifically hospitals that serve diverse patient populations, is not a step forward. I think that we can provide additional education to nurses who are already in the workforce without adding on this $30,000 additional barrier to entry to practice. There's some tension in the academic field, but two things can be true at once. I'm pro continuing education and I'm also pro ADN programs. Okay, so the next point about associate's degree programs and BSN programs is that if you were a nursing student and you are considering looking at nursing school, BSN versus ADN programs, you really need to just know the market in your area. There are some hospitals that hire lots of ADN and LPN nurses, and if that's the case, go for the cheapest nursing program possible with a high NCLEX pass rate. We'll get into that. Another video will be red flags for nursing programs. But you need to know in your area if the hospitals you want to work at hire ADN nurses. There are some areas in the country that routinely do not hire ADN nurses. Again, that's not a practice that I agree with, but this is something that you need to know as you are going to nursing school so that you do not graduate and then all of a sudden find yourself in a place where you have to move in the job market. So you need to know where the market stands as far as do the hospitals in your area hire ADN nurses. You need to look into that. And then secondly, you need to know that a lot of hospitals will pay for you to complete your BSN online. A BSN completion is usually about 1 year of online coursework. And if a hospital will pay for you to do that, 100% do it that way. But again, you just need to know the hospitals in your area where you want to work routinely hire associate's degree in nursing nurses. So how are you going to find that out? Go on the job boards at all the hospitals near you, and then you can call a unit manager directly. Honestly, if you're a pre-nursing student and you want to work in the CTICU, it's not a bad idea to either call or write an email saying, hey, I'm a nursing student, I would love to work in your unit in the future, and I was wondering if your hospital routinely hires associate's degree in nursing nurses. that would be a great way to look into it before you sign yourself up for an additional, $40,000 worth of debt. Okay, and this is my last point. This is the only time that I would recommend a BSN over an ADN program. This is the only instance in which I would recommend it. Okay, so if you are heart set, you are fixated on going directly into being a certified nurse midwife or a certified registered nurse anesthetist, and you want to work in labor and delivery or in the ICU as a new grad, and time is more valuable to you than the additional $40,000 worth of tuition that you're going to spend in a bachelor's of science degree nursing program, then I would recommend a BSN program. Only if hospitals in your area don't also hire ADN nurses. I was a new grad at Johns Hopkins. We hired associate's degree in nursing nurses. A few people in my cohort worked in the CTICU and they had an ADN degree. They are winning because they are working at a top hospital in a CTICU and they had a cheaper nursing degree than I did, graduated with less debt, and then they could go to CRNA school quickly. But if you know that you have to work in a certain area of the country and you know that they do not routinely hire new grads with an associate's degree in nursing, and you want to be applying to CRNA school or CNM school within like a year and a half to 2 years of graduating, then that would be the only time that I would recommend a BSN program over an ADN program. There's a lot more. I would love to talk about like Magnet and the role that has had in the hiring processes and nursing unions. But for now, I'll cut it off there. And I would love for you to go ahead and check out the New to ICU program Chrissy CRNA and I have, that is built to support new grads as they are working in critical care. We go over ICU report, we go over drips, we go over electrolytes, we go over labs, we go over so much that is just really not taught in nursing school to help prepare you to be a confident critical care nurse and a safe critical care nurse. Also, please comment what you would like me to talk about next time, and thank you for watching.